haunted backroads of America and live from the G&D Show studios. This is your Ghostman and Demon Hunter show.
Doesn't that sound exciting to you?
It must be Sunday night, little brother. I can smell it in the air.
Yeah, I smell something. I think that might be you, though, Sean.
It might be. Oh, man, I haven't had a chance to bathe. I just got off the road. That's a story for later tonight that I must tell. But, hey, listeners around the world, this is your Ghostman and Demon Hunter radio show. We are back live in studios just for you. Thanks for joining us on what's sure to be another great episode of your Ghostman and Demon Hunter radio show.
That's right. You can have it. We don't want it anymore.
We don't want it at all?
Well, maybe a little.
Hey, we got a good show tonight, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ready for it?
I am ready. I am willing. I am able. I'm actually pumped.
Yeah.
I'm in the studio with my old friend Jack.
Jack.
And
Coke. Jack and Cola.
Yes.
Yeah. Literally, man, I just got off the road with Scary Jerry Strickland, good friend of the show, not more than, I would say, 3 hours ago. Just got off the road. I was on the haunted back roads of America. Got away for the weekend, and I was went to the Octagon Hall this weekend. Dude,
you love the Octagon Hall.
Special thanks to the curator out there, Billy Bird. Thank you so much, sir. He's a great friend, and he takes good care of the place. If you guys are out there, stop by. The Octagon Hall is awesome. That's octagonhall.com. You can check it out anytime. It's in Franklin, Kentucky. It's really cool, man. We slept out there. We slept, and we were joined by some of our friends, Twang and Round from the Bang Band. From the band.
It was a bang. It was.
Yeah, Twang and Round. We played some of their stuff, on one of our last shows. You check out them at ReverbNation.com.
Was it a big bang or was it a little bang?
It was a big bang. But Demon Hunter.
That would be me.
Tonight's guest. Doug Jones, actor, contortionist, known most for his work on Hellboy, Hocus Pocus, Pan's Labyrinth, and many, many more weird and funky things. You think I got it? You like that?
I think that was good. I like that.
I liked it. That's our guest.
I noticed he was actually one of the gentlemen in Buffy the Vampire Slayer's famous episode, Hush.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Hey, don't say anything bad about the buff.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer. You love that stuff.
I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
You love the buff, man. I love the buff, too. No, but Doug Jones, guys, he's going to be stopping by the studio. He's going to be wrapping up with this, guys. He's going to talk about all his new stuff going on, all the indie projects that he's been working on. And Doug's a really great guy.
Sean is so excited about this show, he's wearing pants.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't go that far. But tonight's beer, Samuel Adams. My spirit is made possible to you tonight by Samuel Adams Boston Lager. Thank you so much for having us in studio. I was pounding the coffee when I got to the studio, Demon Hunter, because I'm literally, man, anybody who's been out there, you guys have been on the road, excuse me, you know that you're driving on the road and you go down somewhere and you can't get there fast enough. And then when you're coming home, you can never get home fast enough. So it's always, and I was on that road today, and Jerry had to, Scary Jerry passed out while I was cruising half the way, and then I pulled over. I said, bro, you're going to have to take the wheel for a couple hours. So I caught some sleep in true G&D fashion, man, coming back to the studio, and I feel good.
Now, the last time I met you in Kentucky, I drove there from Connecticut.
And that's a heck of a drive, buddy. That's a heck of a drive.
That was a heck of a drive. I think it was 16 hours straight. I think I stopped to get like beef jerky and soda once and maybe to take a leak twice. And
I can't believe you did that. What was that, 16 hours?
Yep.
Dude, that's nuts.
16 hours straight in the car.
That's
nuts.
And
I drove Chrissy P's car, so I was driving a little stick shift the whole way.
Right.
Not comfortable, man. Not comfortable.
And not to mention that those are the ones you cut the brake lines in. You had to repair all those before you actually took it out.
It's like I had all that work to do before.
That is great. That is great. Thank you.
Hey, you gave me the idea. You said you tried it yourself.
I did. I did try it. I cut the brake lines. It didn't work, though. Thank you, guys. Thank you. That was the crowd was cheering me on. Did it sound like cheering?
The crowd always cheers you. I don't know. That kind of sounded like, zombies in the background.
Zombies.
Cheering.
No. This is zombies.
No?
See? That's supposed to be zombies.
Oh, okay.
Here?
I hear the difference now. Just sounds like you at the dinner table.
Hey, what do you feed a hungry man?
Brains.
Zombie.
We haven't gotten into that section of the show tonight, and I don't want to get into it, but since we're in that This Week in G&D section right now, I did want to say I went out and saw the movie
Taint.
Warm Bodies.
Warm Bodies. Let me write that down. I forget.
It's the zombie film. A lot of people came to me and said, it's not really a zombie film because the zombies actually can communicate.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was actually even worse than a zombie film.
Okay.
Because even though it's a comical love story zombie movie,
okay,
the zombies in it recognize that they were once human.
Oh, that's the kind of the comedy twist on it, right?
Yeah, they remember they were once human.
Yeah,
and they remember that they used to have a name, and they used to have a family.
What do you?
There's nothing they could, and they're constantly grasping to try and get those memories back.
Yeah,
and yes,
it sounds lame now.
but you got to remember that when we see zombies, they're just flesh-eating monsters.
Mm-hmm.
Now imagine you're that flesh-eating monster, but you remember you used to be human.
Makes me hungry.
Makes me hungry.
Absolutely.
And but the reason they eat brains is when they eat the brains,
yeah,
they get the memories of the people they're attacking.
Rice and beans.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hope you don't get that guy's memory.
but they get those memories, and that's the closest they feel to human. So I thought, really, when you think about it, it's worse than being a zombie. And on that note, what did you do this week, Sean?
I ate Franks and beans.
I was boring you with the talk of a movie.
No.
I'm sorry. I was trying to get intellectual. I forgot who I was talking to. Let's go ahead. Let's talk about all the beans you ate before you got in the car and drive back with Jerry.
Hey, that was her, but I kept the laugh. I liked it that much. I kept it in the archives, man. I kept it in the archives. No, I'm just, like I said, I'm here in studio. I got stuff thrown everywhere. I think I'm going to have you do the intro for Doug tonight because I'm such a huge fan of Doug's. And
You're afraid?
And he's so awesome, such a great actor. I didn't have time. I rolled out of the car. I didn't do my homework like a bad radio show. I don't have my stuff together.
You don't? You mean it's my show this week?
It's an understatement.
It's the Demon Hunter Show, ladies and gentlemen.
Inconceivable!
Anyway, guys, I did have a wild weekend. Like I said, I went to the Octagon Hall. And, of course, we know that our show, the G&D show, doesn't only deal with real-life paranormal stuff. We're always looking for something spooky and kind of off the beaten path. And I tell you what, guys, the Octagon Hall, octagonhall.com, you can check it out. It's in Franklin, Kentucky. We slept there for 2 nights, Demon Hunter. And you know the past. You know the past show that we did, and you know what that place is capable of and what I've got. Remember?
I remember.
And we were out there, and like I said, we had our friends with us, and we heard some footsteps, last night. Nothing as big as the first night when Scary Jerry and I went out there to do the live G&D show for the first time. It's almost like we popped that paranormal bubble, you know what I mean? Now the place is still active. It's still happening out there. It's just, it's a hit and a miss. It's a hit and a miss, Well,
I think that the first time you show up at a place, the ghosts go crazy. They just go nuts. And then the next time you show up, they're like, oh, it's this guy again. And they don't do it the second time, Because remember, we had that happen at Whispers Estate.
Yeah. Yeah. But see, we're not traditional ghost hunters either. You're not going to catch me carrying equipment down the hallways, taking readings and stuff. I sit there and I bring the party and let the ghosts come to me. You know what I'm saying? That's how I do it. So when I showed up, you do hear some stuff every once in a while, but it wasn't that much this weekend. I did hear some whispers. I did hear some stuff. But see, some people, they would hear that, Nate, and they would say, what are you talking about? This guy just said he heard dead people whispering. And he's saying that's not enough. Well, it's true because
Have we grown cold, Sean?
I think you.
Seems so much in the paranormal
I think
that
we are.
we've grown cold to what other people would think are miraculous events. We just think they're everyday events now.
Yeah. I can't believe that the show has begun. We're in our first segment here, and the sunlight is still out here in beautiful Indianapolis, Indiana, on the south side.
The sun is just going down here in Connecticut, and
Is it still snowing out there?
no, it stopped. Thank goodness. I can't take too much more snow, man. I'm losing it. I'm telling you, I'm packing up. I'm moving to Florida.
Yeah. What are you going to do there?
G&D show.
Oh, just from Florida.
Florida.
You going to get to wear them goofy pants and...
No. It takes a lot of work to become goofy.
Now listen, Demon Hunter. This is something real interesting.
That was a Disney joke. Come on, you didn't even get it. Okay.
No, I got it. It's over my head. I told you I was tired. I was flying in here today off the interstate. Hey, I found out when I was going down to Kentucky that the rest areas are like the roll call places for the local police departments now. I'm sorry, the state troopers. Did you know this?
I did not know that, but now it makes sense.
Now,
That makes sense.
There you go. There you go. You'd always see them. They would appear and reappear, and they always... You try to keep them from appearing in your rearview mirror, but I found out... I was at a gas station. I had found out that the police department, at least the Indiana State Troopers and the Kentucky State Troopers, they have their roll calls and their meetings at the rest areas. So they're constantly right there. So you cannot escape them. So I thought I'd tell everybody that out there, word to the wise. I thought that was wild.
So if you're driving the Ghost Man highways,
Stay
if you're
off
out there driving down the road in the middle of the
Stay
night,
off of them.
and you're doing Ghost Man speeds,
Right.
Excess of 89.6 miles per hour,
Break them beans!
Stay off of them.
Inconceivable!
That's what I do. I'd rather stay off the road. But
don't
it was
stop to take a pee because the cops will be there.
we came back through Louisville, and Louisville's always tied up. So a great state of Kentucky, terrific. But I'm glad to be back in Indiana, in the safety of Indiana. So I don't have the show segment, guys. We're trying to change a lot of new stuff. We got some new stuff. We got Rot Talk, of course, started a couple weeks ago. That's another thing. Demon Hunter, The Walking Dead is going to be over by the end of this month. For probably until Halloween, October.
Oh my goodness!
Yes, it's going to be over. It's going to be.
I'm just getting into it again.
I know you're getting into it. You're feeling good.
I gotta say, so we don't get too much into this because let's save it for Rot Talk. But I've got to say that I am getting really disappointed with television shows now splitting their seasons into two.
Yeah.
Because you get 12 episodes,
Right.
which is 3 months.
Inconceivable!
Inconceivable? You can't do the math?
I
My
can't.
God, man. Go back to school. 12 episodes. Four in a month, okay? You get 3 months there.
Right.
You get 3 months of Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And then you have to wait 6 months to get it again.
Right.
And, it was bad enough, way back when you got the 25 episodes in a row. And then you had to wait all year for it to come back. But now you're in the middle of the show. They're leaving you on a cliffhanger every time.
Cliffhanger.
You've got to stop eating beans before you take the road trip.
Hey, check this out though. What are you going to watch? Well, The Walking Dead's not out there.
Well, thank God there is the Ghost Man and Demon Hunter show on Sunday night.
Oh, I can't watch that. That's terrible. No, but I found out that was going to go back off the air. I think there's like 3 more episodes. You have to Google it. You're in the studio there. Google it. See what it says.
Now you want me to be Googling stuff in the middle of the show?
Google stuff in the middle of the show. Let's Google it. I'm just interested to see when does The Walking Dead. Tell the people you're in our account or whatever. Ask our listeners around the world when they're in there tonight what do they think about
The
it.
listeners around the world haven't logged in. They're
Nobody's here. That's that's a polite way of saying nobody's here yet.
they're listening. They're just not chatting.
Oh yeah, no, they always listen. But they. Hey, I wanted to give a big shout out to our girl, our lady Jill Kleiss. She was the grand prize winner.
Ooh!
Last week's show, we got she won the Eddie Munster prize pack, which consisted of a official Eddie Munster, Butch Patrick autograph picture. And I tell you, it's going to be one, if you guys would have just called in, put forth some effort, you could have won some stuff. We'll be giving away some great prizes here coming soon. And you guys might want to pay a little bit more attention when people are giving free stuff out.
Yeah, I mean, how... Didn't you say that you Googled Butch's autograph, and to get the autograph picture is $45?
It's about $45. It's about $45. Absolutely.
It's insane.
Here's one though. Walking Dead star promises jaw-dropping finale. Huh?
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. We're not into rot talk though. We can't.
No, we can't talk about that.
When we start talking, I'm all upset, man. I just got off the road and everything, and but Jill Clives, man, she won the contest. Jilly, we love you.
Thank you, Jill, for listening and for trying to help us.
What was the question that we gave her? Do you remember?
I think it wasn't a question. You just had to be the first person to go into. That was the problem, Sean. We said the first person to go to Twitter, and say they were listening to the show won.
You're right.
So once people went in and saw that she was the first one, they didn't bother tweeting.
That might have been it.
We've got to
think of better ways.
Got to find better ways for people to win these prizes.
Oh, wow.
Because we've got some stuff lined up to win, and it should be cool.
Yeah, we do got some stuff coming up, guys. We got a lot of good guests getting ready to come up for the G&D show. This is the year of the G&D show. And speaking of that, we're getting ready to go back to the every Sunday show. Go ahead and break that down for me, Nate.
Well, that will be starting this week, today even.
Yeah.
This evening, right now, this moment. From this point on.
Yeah. I think you drug out the suspense in
that. Dun 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 dun.
Yeah, but we're going to do that, and we're going to try to do it, guys, as long as we can. At being an independent show, we do.
Which means next week we will have a show.
Yeah.
You realize that means, though, Sean, you planned a show on St. Patty's Day.
Yeah. Plan a show on St. Patty's Day. That should be a fun one. Nobody will be here.
You have never done a show on St. Patty's Day before.
Is that next week? Is that St. Patty's Day?
Next week.
It is, huh?
So Sean will be all filled up with corned beef and cabbage. He won't need the fart machine.
No, I won't need that. No, I won't be going anywhere this year for St. Patty's Day. I'm kind of... I'm getting old, man. I'm getting old. I do my drinking in studio. I'm like a troll. I go down here to the studio, and I just kind of sit here and drink.
Really?
Yeah. Well, no, I don't do that either. I do. I usually go over. Actually, if somebody could see my life, my life's so exciting. If they were here right now, that's why we went from video back to no video, because we really didn't think you guys wanted to sit here and watch us do the radio show and stare at the wall, stare at the microphone and talk. Huh?
I know. Hey, just to give you a heads up, Sean, that last episode you were talking about is March 31st.
March 31st, final episode of.
So tonight is episode 13. Then next week 14. The week after that 15, and then the last episode of this season until October.
There you go, guys.
16.
And we promise to hold you and rock you to sleep every Sunday night while your Walking Dead is off the air. So come to us.
Come to us.
We might be there for him a lot better than we thought we could be, Demon Hunter. We might be a pretty good replacement for The Walking Dead. I don't know, there for a while. Not a replacement, just a stand-in. Hey, Jill Clives, thanks, babe. We got your tweet just now. Says, thanks, guys. She'll hang it on the wall. Nice pig.
I don't think...
Glad you got it, Jill.
That people will be looking at you the way they look at Daryl.
You don't think so?
No.
I am cuter than him.
But I
don't know how to shoot a crossbow. I'll take it.
You don't have to shoot a crossbow.
No, I don't. I never.
What kind of country boy are you?
I've never shot a crossbow. I'm a city kid. I'm in a country town, but I'm in the city of the country town. Does that make sense?
Not at all.
Yeah, I grew up on the south side of Indianapolis,
so
Indiana.
Okay.
It's a big city, Indianapolis. Naptown, baby. We have a football team and everything. Now you're more country than me, out in Danbury.
Yeah, well, before that, remember I grew up on a Pennsylvania Deutsch farm.
Yeah.
Where the only thing that I had to keep me company were cows and goats and sheep. And don't make the joke, Sean. I hear it boiling inside your head.
I was trying so bad for all these sound
I
clips.
heard you saying, man, he's leaving the door wide open.
Oh, Jesus,
what
man.
am I going to say? And I had
you.
to stop you beforehand.
I was looking for all these sound clips. I couldn't find any. Yes, I did have that one. It makes me mad tonight. I lost half my stuff. Next week, guys, I'll be more prepared. This weekend I didn't have it, but don't talk jive. Don't talk jive. You know what I'm saying?
Chucky?
Don't talk jive.
Now let you just drop them pants.
Do it. That's something on the farm, right? I got kind of close there. But anyway, guys, it is Sunday night. Welcome back. This is your Ghostman and Demon Hunter radio show. We got a big show tonight.
Very big show.
Very big show. Doug Jones, like I said, from Hellboy. Pan's Red Light. What was your favorite show with him?
I gotta say, my favorite thing I've ever seen him do was The Gentleman in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. But I also was a fan of him when he did Silver Surfer.
Oh, yeah. I forgot all about that, man. Silver Surfer, for you guys that don't know.
Fantastic Four.
Yeah, there you go. Superhero stuff.
And don't forget,
Thing of Legends.
in both the Hellboy episodes, he played multiple characters in each one. And I think in Hellboy 2,
right,
my favorite thing he did was the Angel of Death. That's all you got to say about that.
No, I liked it. I know exactly what you... I know exactly what... Yeah, that was an epic fail. I was sitting there taking my notes down. You always, right in the middle of my notes, so you go, is that all you got to say about that? No, but...
I got it. But for those who didn't know, there was the recent movie out called The Watch.
Yeah.
Where Ben Stiller plays the member of the Neighborhood Watch who's after aliens.
A lot of sex.
Doug Jones actually played the hero alien.
Really? Doug was in that?
Yep. He was the hero alien.
I'll be doggone, man.
And for those of you who don't remember this movie, because it didn't do really well, there was a movie out of a couple of years ago called... now the name is slipping me, where they close off the whole house and all the people in the house are trapped inside because there's a disease inside, and I don't know. He played the infected doctor in the attic, I think. But
I'm with you. Yeah, the girl. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, locked in or something like that. The fire department. The whole movie, people are trying to get out and they're turning into
quarantine.
Yeah, quarantine. There you go.
There you go.
That was a good movie. You see, Doug's the kind of guy that you see in those kind of movies. Then you see him in an independent movie. I mean, this guy has done a little bit of everything, and that's why I'm so excited to have him in studio.
I saw all the stuff he has coming up over the next year. He's going to be in what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different movies between major movies and independents.
And we finally sat down, guys. We figured out here at the G&D Show studio after 7 years or 6 years of broadcasting, however long it is, it's a blur. But we actually sat down and we discovered that, hey, maybe we should come out with we've always talked about the show format, but we never put one together, did we? But
we didn't. We did. In the very first year, we had a format.
I think we blew it already tonight.
We decided to go from 1 hour to 2 hours, right. And then we threw the format away. So we could have just stretched that format out, but no, we threw it away.
I know. I think we already blew it tonight.
No, we did not. We're just about to say it's time for G&D in the news.
G&D in the news. Wait, that's the wrong slide. That one is too. Here we go. G&D in the news. I told you, fresh off the road, Demon Hunter. It's hot. It's exciting. It's in the shadows, baby. This is your GD News, right?
That would be it.
Now.
Hey, but Sean, we're not just, like you said, we're not just about ghosts.
No.
We're not just about history.
About sex.
We're not just about sex.
Dance moves.
We are also about monsters.
Yes, that's what we were looking for.
Love monsters.
What kind?
Monsters. Any kind of monster.
Yes.
We tried to interview Bigfoot. Too busy for us.
Too big. Big scary monster.
He's got his own TV show now.
He's hot. Cat's rolling.
But apparently, a sea monster was caught off the coast of New Jersey.
Really? I didn't hear this one.
A bizarre sea monster caught off the coast of New Jersey.
Okay.
It has actually, the pictures of this thing has actually gotten over 400,000 views in like a week, just from people hearing sea monster, and
Well, yeah, Loch Ness. You think of Loch Ness, you think it's snake-like creature. Is it like a snake-like creature or what?
It's like a snake-like creature. Actually,
Snake-like
it's not really a unknown creature. It's something we know about. It's a sea lamprey.
So it's hot.
See, those are those. If you ever see the sharks swimming down, and they've got like the eels stuck to the side of them.
Right.
Not the those little scavenger fish that swim with them, but the little like eels. They're lampreys.
Yeah.
And apparently, a giant lamprey was caught off the coast of New Jersey. So, of course, everybody immediately jumps to, what is this thing? I've never seen anything like it. It must be a brand new creature. No, it's just a lamprey, but it's huge.
Yeah.
It's a sea lamprey. It's got eel-like jaws, or I should say jawless, since eels don't have jaws.
But it still has teeth.
It has a circle row of teeth throughout its mouth, and it's got some big lips there, Sean. It kind of reminded me of you in the picture.
Oh, going in that direction. Yeah. Now I know. Hoo-ah. Get ready for it. Get ready. Hoo-ah. Yeah.
But
ready?
Yeah, apparently it was caught just off the coast of New Jersey, and it started this whole sea monster craze going on right now. Because of the...
That'll be the next thing, Demon Hunter. Well, Monster Quest kind of took over, but...
I think that the sea lamprey was just showing up because they have legalized internet gambling in New Jersey.
Right.
I think he just wanted to hit the internet.
Maybe it could be a publicity stunt.
Ooh.
I've heard of these things. I've heard of these publicity stunts. People could have actually chemically engineered this sea creature, if you will, and put it out there in Lake Guatemala or whatever you said, and then it came out and everybody's excited. And then once they open it up and dissect it or whatever, it'll say $5 off family night at the Casino Royale. Wouldn't that be awesome?
They're gonna hang it up, but the funny thing is, the reason that they actually started doing the internet gambling in New Jersey is the gambling casinos in New Jersey are actually falling apart. They're losing money after all the storms they've had and everything like that.
Right.
They can't keep up with their business.
Right.
So this would be an interesting way to get people to come to New Jersey, and while you're here, gamble.
Yeah, I would do it. If I owned a casino, I'd do it. I would do it in a heartbeat, my friend. Don't say I wouldn't. You know I would. I would definitely. I would hire somebody to do that. Then it would backfire, and we couldn't contain the monsters. And
what you got to wonder is what makes something that's normally a small, little, practically ocean leech grow to be so large. What happened?
It has to be some kind of chemical in the water, or whatever the makeup. It's like the 1 in a million thing.
All the runoff from, say, New Jersey and New York there running into the ocean, maybe this thing was feeding on more than just fish blood. And
hey, did you know that Canadians spy hundreds of UFOs yearly?
They buy hundreds of UFOs?
They spy. They see hundreds of UFOs yearly. Apparently more so than the United States or any other place in the world.
Well, they do have really good beer up there.
What else do you got to do besides watch snowfall, hockey, or spy on UFOs? Anyway, are you done with that story, Demon Hunter?
I am done with it. I went too long with that story.
That was good. I liked it. Hey, you guys heard of bouncing baby boys? Well, here I got one for you from Odd News, guys. We heard about bouncing baby bouncing baby balls. You heard about bouncing baby boys. Now you hear about falling baby boys. That's right, guys. From Odd News, Angola woman gives birth at 38,000 feet. Guys, this comes out of New York. I can't talk tonight. New York, March 10th, the UPI.
People are getting drunk listening to your show with the drinking game there.
That's it. A young Angola woman gave birth during a flight from South Africa to New York. A witness stated, here we go. Thanks for this one. Fatawa Kaba, 17, went into labor at 38,000 feet aboard South African Airways Flight 203 about 4 hours into a 16-hour flight Saturday. She delivered her son with help of 3 passengers, 2 doctors, and a nurse. Jamal Winter told the New York Daily News that you could see his little umbilical cord still attached. Winters, 32, said, "It's amazing. I didn't think stuff like this really happened in real life. They thought it was something that only happened in TV and movies and junk." Must have been a slow news day to interview this cat. Real rocket science. Movies and stuff. Dr. Julie Williamson, a 41-year-old California pediatric anesthesiologist, described the mid-air delivery as exhilarating. Now, let me ask you something. I want to fly South African Airways for the rest of my life. What? First of all, what airline you been on where you're going to find 3 people to help deliver a kid? And 2 of them, one of them happens to be a doctor and the other one happens to be an anesthesiologist, man. You know, where is these people at? That's what I want.
Was one of them Dr. House? Because,
I think so. Doogie, man. Doogie.
He scares me, man.
He came running up. They said, "We got a baby." Yeah, I wonder if she was in coach. It doesn't say. Did the baby get the ride?
Did they move her to first class at least?
Think the baby got the ride in coach? I don't know. I don't know if the baby could anyway. But anyway, she says she's very happy.
You got to feel bad for the guy who sat behind him, though, because it's bad enough when you're on an airplane and you got a screaming baby in the front seat ahead of you the whole time. To actually have one born right there.
Right. Yeah, you hear about, you know, that changed the story forever. You always go, "Yeah, how was your flight, sweetheart?" "Well, you know, screaming kids, fat people, whatever." And then you get this one, "How was your flight, dear?" "Well, I got splashed by afterbirth."
Birth,
you know, yeah.
Shut up when it came out.
It was great, but my luggage, it has afterbirth on it. I wonder what afterbirth do to your leather luggage. Your, what do they call that? Louis Ardon, something fancy. Freaking
I don't
LA
know. I buy my luggage down at the Big W.
Yeah, that's it. Walmart. I grab a bag. The plastic or paper, please. We're going on a long trip this time. But anyway,
remember when we were traveling all over the country, and you guys were laughing because I had that big purple bag, and I was like, "Hey, I recognize it everywhere I go."
That's it.
I get off the plane, I see it right away.
Oh, the mother. Congratulations to you, Miss Kaba. She said he nursed right away. That's a good thing.
Well, yeah, I bet everybody in the cabin loved that.
See, I always liked nursing. I quite fond of it to this day.
Sean went to school for nursing.
I know. No.
After he got there for a few weeks, he realized he wasn't going to get to suck on. Never mind.
Yeah, see, and then I had to jump right back out. You brought it home, Big Daddy. You brought it home. Thank you. You set me up. I like that one. And so he nursed right away, and she's a very strong woman. She never cried, never complained. It was amazing. So Kaba and her newborn son, Mamel Joel, are resting comfortably, guys. God bless, and happy Hanukkah. That's it from that story.
What's up with lions this week, man?
I don't know, man.
Everything I read in the news is lions.
What's
killed by rangers. The lions who ate a woman having sex with her boyfriend.
Ooh.
A lioness and her 2 cubs were lured into a trap, given lethal injections after the 2 deaths of Lakeside Resort in Zimbabwe.
Yes.
I got that one right. You don't have to drink. A pride of lions ate 2 people, including a woman having sex outdoors with her boyfriend. They were caught and killed by rangers today.
Now listen.
This is from the Mirror News in the UK, ladies and gentlemen.
The Lionator.
The Lionator. A lioness and 2 cubs between the years of 2 and 3. 2 and 3 years old were lured into a trap and given lethal injections in Zimbabwe Wildlife Department said today. The 2 deaths were at a lakeside resort. Yeah. So what I want to know is what these 2 people were doing at a resort having sex outside.
So was she on top or bottom?
The lion?
Well, the lady. Did she get eat first, or was the boy? How the boyfriend? Did the boyfriend?
The Rangers said the mother was lured from a badly swollen lame from a badly swollen injury, and was scarred from wrestling itself from a wire trap.
Okay,
that was set by poachers. The injury brought the pride close to the town of Karabi.
Karaba, there you go.
Karaba, yep, there we go. Where the woman and the man were killed in separate attacks. Separate attacks? They were having sex.
Right.
How were they killed in separate attacks?
But don't you die over there for having sex out of wedlock anyway?
Who Who knows?
Probably somebody just probably, like over here.
Only the woman dies.
Like over here that, yeah, exactly. A dog would get off a chain. Over there, it's probably nothing for, hey, yeah, my lion got off. In the news tonight, Zimbabwe, Petey O'Frelia's pet tiger lion got off the chain today and mauled 3 people having sex in a drunken orgy, apparently. Huh?
I have no idea. But the victim, Sherry Mowers,
victim was quoted as saying, "Hold on, I'm almost there."
Loved.
Huh?
The victim, I'm going to make these people drunk. The victim, Sherry Mowers, lover, fled naked.
Lover.
As the beast pounced on them.
Yes.
In the undergrowth at a scenic spot on Tuesday. I can't stop thinking of what you were just saying. The resort in Karabi. Okay, I better bring it back down now. I'm going to be here for everybody and finish the story. The resort of Karaba had been put on full alert after a rogue lion struck. Flyers were handed out. Fleers in the town, and a loudspeaker was used to caution people of the dangers of lion attacks.
Yeah.
On the shores of Lake Karaba.
They didn't understand the dangers before.
A dam popular with fishermen and tourists. Local police said that a ranger laying a dead
Zimbabwe.
Lying out a dead zebra as bait for the lions was actually shot in the leg while...
Why would they do that?
I don't know. While collectors opened fire on the lions stalking the town.
That was just a lion being a lion,
So apparently this guy's colleagues opened fire on the lions who were stalking the town, and he was in direct line of fire, and they shot him. Right. It's easier if I just read the story and then make up how I want to say it, and then I don't say words like Zaraba instead of zebra.
You should have. You should have just said, listen, this is the deal here. That was a sweet story. How'd you get that one? I can't believe you stole that from me.
I stole that from the Mirror News, believe it or not, in the UK. But, like I said, it's lions this week, man. There were apparently... in California, They just opened up a cat sanctuary that had been closed down because one of the people who kept the place open was eaten by one of the lions.
Right. The lion ate the person.
Attacked and killed one of the workers last week. It was reopened on Sunday. So allowing the public to view it again. But, what's up with lions? Suddenly they went, hey, those people, they look tasty.
See, that's pretty sexy.
They're always around.
Always.
Why don't we just eat them?
Well, yeah, that's what I would love to see, that public service awareness board. You know how they have the downtown, they have the guy, now it's all digital. They'll show you, guy, don't cross the walk at this point. So now in Zimbabwe, if you guys, listeners around the world, if you're out there in Zimbabwe, I want to be the first one to get a cell phone pic, whatever you can get, of the public awareness to lion attacks while you're having sex.
Here's it closer to home for you, man. For some reason.
Do you need a permit to have sex in Zimbabwe now?
I think you can get away with it as long as you're in the tall grass and you're not eaten by a lion.
Isn't that where Ali fought in the Rumble in the Jungle? Ali Mumbai.
I got to say, closer to home, man. In Illinois,
Ali,
they have now passed a bill that says there's a ban on lion meat.
Really?
Roaring stomachs may not be able to satisfy their hunger with lion meat. Boy, that's a bad line coming in there from U.S. News. Thanks, folks. A proposed bill plans to make the sale of the meat of the king of the jungle illegal in Illinois.
Yes. I didn't know you could eat lion anyway.
I didn't either. Apparently somebody knew. Aren't they protected or something?
Well, you would think so. I don't know who would pay for that. I mean, can you imagine what a lion steak would be? Could you imagine if you went to... They definitely wouldn't serve it like Applebee's. No places we people go to, I bet that's like an undercover group, You know, like the government. I bet the president of the United States knows what lion tastes like. Don't you?
You think so? Well, his father was from...
You can do it!
His father might know. I don't know. According to his claims, he wouldn't, right? Do they serve it in Hawaii?
Lion in Hawaii?
Lion fish, but...
I would think you'd go to jail for eating lion anywhere. I mean, if you were on the beach and they seen you with a big lion foot, and they're like,
now,
what are you
on,
doing?
Sean, let's get this straight. Our
here?
presidents are never involved in anything that has to do with lion.
Right. Oh my God, they're getting terrible. I don't think Doug's going to come on if he's listening to the show right now. These are terrible, man. Terrible jokes. But you are putting forth a valiant effort, and for that, sir, huh?
For that, thank you.
Real man of genius.
But why don't we just skip ahead here and do something for our guests and give them the G&D zombie advisory for the week.
Zombie advisory for the week, Demon Hunter. What's coming up here next? What are we doing here?
This would be the zombie advisory for the week.
Yeah, but I actually attached it to a little segment of our show that we like to call
Rot Talk.
Rot Talk, G&D show, Rot Talk.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. And starting this week, this is the G&D Zombie Advisory System, brought to you by Midnight Syndicate, the creators of our new intro song. And it starts right now. New to the G&D show, we will be helping keep our listeners safe with the G&D Zombie Advisory System. We will be following the news to find information that could lead to zombie outbreaks. Using this system means your chances of a zombie attack are low, which would be green, blue, which is guarded, yellow, which is elevated, orange, which is high, or red, which is severe. Don't ask me where I got that system from, I just thought it. Here is this week's advice. Despite the fact that the CDC has claimed that their original posting of a zombie apocalypse preparation was meant as a tongue-in-cheek joke, they have not taken down the page. The reason that many of the things needed to prep for a zombie disaster are the same as that you would need for a natural disaster. And though it may have been fun, it is getting people to, it may have been in fun, it is getting people to come to the CDC website, following the recommendations, ordering the preparation kits. However, there has been no official announcement that you should prepare for a zombie attack. More importantly, the country has an ammunition shortage. It is at its worst in the Northeast. Go into any store that sells ammunition and look on the racks, and they are empty. Now, this could be go into any number of conspiracy theories that we could spend an entire show talking about. Everything from the government planning a takeover of the Northeast to a plan of the government to change gun laws, where if they can't take away your guns, they'll take away your ammunition, to the report that the U.S. military will be changing all their ammunition over to armor-piercing rounds by the end of the year. But their target ranges are not approved for armor piercing, so the government is buying up all the ammo so they can be prepared.
Conspiracy theory!
Exactly.
See?
Whatever you believe, in the event of a zombie uprising, there is no ammunition for the public to protect themselves. Keeping this in mind, this is our zombie advisory for this week is at blue, guarded.
Guarded. General risk of zombie attacks.
Yes, general risk of zombie attacks this week.
And see, I like that because you backed that up, Demon Hunter, with knowledge. You done your homework, sir.
I did my homework this week. In the future, our reports may be more sporadic, and
as we get more and more pressed for time, you'll be lucky to see this banner.
So be safe, G&D Nation. And now, to help you prepare for the possibility of the future, where we may have to fight zombies hand-to-hand because we don't have ammunition, we now go to the part of our show where we talk about everyone's favorite TV show. Spoiler warning, if you don't want to hear what's going on The Walking Dead, plug your ears now because we're going to talk Rot Talk.
Zombies?
Zombies? Where did zombies come from?
This is a zombie
Where did
version.
zombies come from, Daddy?
You think that's how the guy sounded right before the lion?
I think there was a much louder noise coming from his pants at that point.
No, listen, he'd be
He
going,
wasn't
oh,
wearing pants, he was having sex.
that's the spot right there. Hey, look, what's that? That would have been it.
No, he ran, man. He got up and ran.
See, and the chick just laid there and got mauled.
Yeah. Well, he was probably like smothering her just before it happened. You know. It's,
I don't know. Do you usually smother your love mates? Now we know, Demon Hunter. Guys, in the
That's the
future,
fun part,
it's
isn't
well
it?
known this will be the Ghost
You
Man
don't?
show when Nathan is brought to justice. Here, hey, listen, this was the last words I bet that lady had to say. That was it.
that was the sound the guy made when he was running away. But anyway, Rot Talk.
I would have saved her. I would have saved her. I would have.
I would have jumped in front of the lion and said, "Hey, lion, you're not taking my woman,
I
man."
wonder what her measurements were. Did it say that in the AP?
Did not say that.
32. What's the big? 30 is 32 the big? No. Double D. I don't know. I'm talking about the lion. We can get to the gorilla later.
Sean's gonna gas the zombies when they attack.
I am. Okay. Rot Talk. Are you going to lead us off on this? You want me to?
You can lead us off on this. I'm gonna check the chat room, see what's going on.
Check the chat room. Tell everybody see what's going on in there. Hey guys, like we came up with this. Look at that! I got a little flashlight. ADD in studio here. Well, we started the Rot Talk to talk about all things Walking Dead, man. And I know if it's brought so much joy to your family like it has to me, then you guys love it as well. And this week, we don't know what's going to happen, do we? No, but that's why we talk about it on Rot Talk. What do you think's going to happen? What's going on? And so far, you guys haven't helped us out at all by tweeting your answers or being involved in any way. So I'm just going to continue to talk on my own and say to hell with it. But Demon Hunter, last week on the Walking Dead, that was a big one.
It was, and I got to say, Chrissy P was didn't get to see it last week, so she actually watched today with me.
Okay.
And she said we had a whole week without the governor.
Without the governor, that's right. That's right.
And she was a little disappointed because she's getting to like the governor. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, what is it about the governor that women like?
Well, I think it's the fact that he's probably one of the cleaner ones during the apocalypse.
He showers?
He could probably have a bath and wash his stuff, his junk in the sink or whatever. A lot of guys would be on the move. You'd live remember that one dude that was going, hey, with the hitchhiking pack? That would have been me. See, I'd have been living in the
fact,
woods.
even though we do give a spoiler warning, let's not tell people what happens with the hitchhiker, because that's an interesting story in itself.
Right. But I am going to make a point, since this Rot Talk is to talk about last week's episode. If we don't talk about that, we won't have nothing to talk about. So I was saying that will be me. I'm not going to tell him what happens to the guy, if anything happens at all. But that would be me. I wouldn't be clean. I'd be unwashed.
You are the great unwashed masses?
Yes, living out of my back.
Great unwashed mass.
I tell you this much, I wouldn't be on the roads, though. I would be in a tree house or something. I could do that.
You still don't think that zombies would manage? You know, I will say, though, that there was an old character from The Walking Dead who showed back up tonight, or last week.
Okay, I'll bite.
You'll bite?
I'll bite.
Watched it, too.
I did. I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I do not
Well,
remember.
for some of you who are fans of The Walking Dead, you may remember that in the first season, Rick woke up from the hospital. The very first episode.
Right.
Rick woke up from the hospital and didn't know what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And he was discovered by Morgan.
Oh, yes.
And Morgan
How'd I forget that, man?
was promised that Rick promised him that he would check his radio every day at dawn to tell them where he was.
Well, you can't tell them about that either. You just spoiler.
Well, you can't. Well, I said it's a spoiler alert. So there is some information that comes up about Morgan and what happens to him.
Yeah.
In this episode.
Yes.
So, in last week's episode. So basically, this was a big turnaround. It kind of like was that episode. For those of you who don't know, Rick's been going a little crazy.
Crazy town, man. He's going crazy. Well, I would too. Huh? The apocalypse, you got everybody looking up to you what to do. And I'm sorry, his wife's been gone now, right, for a while?
Yeah.
How's he not? He's got Maggie, and he's got the other one, she's only like 16 or whatever, I think, or maybe 18, I don't know. But he's got Maggie there, and he's got the gray-haired lady that likes Daryl. Now, how's he not starting to go, okay, listen, I'm the leader, and, it gets very stressful at the top. It gets lonely, Demon Hunter. How's he not just going, listen, I know this whole end of the world thing kind of sucks, but there's no reason why we still can't help each other out here.
Well, he also now has Michonne there.
Oh, yeah, Michonne. See, I'd go for her first.
Anybody who's read the comic book knows Michonne pretty much makes her way through the entire group of men.
Oh, yeah.
So,
but she slices through them. Now, the other one's the one that sleeps with everybody, the blonde. And she's with the governor right now. Huh?
Not Carol. Is that Carol?
No, Carol's the gray-haired one that's hot for Dwayne.
Right.
Daryl. Gosh, we're getting them all wrong, man. What's wrong with us tonight?
We just can't get anything right, man.
That's it.
Nothing.
That's it.
Andrea.
Oh, Andrea.
Do
you realize what's the deal too? Every one of them are British. It's like when I first heard
Rick?
Rick spoke. Yeah, he's the actor Lincoln, whatever his name is, and he goes, I'm going to tell you I'm from Alabama and I'm Sheriff Rick Grimes. And then they interview him and he goes, well, my bloody governor, come over here, let's have teas and crumpets, yeah, and stuff like that. And it really threw me off. And here's what I'm going to do, Demon Hunter. Here's what I'm going to do. Me and you are going to go British. You ready for it? Everybody else does the red carpet. It seems to be the thing to do. Now, I know those guys were born in Britain, but like Madonna, I know we're getting off topic, but how are you born in Ohio or the Midwest, Johnny Depp, all these people, and all of a sudden you have a perfect British accent? And I know you say, well, you live over there, you hear them and everything. Come on, man.
It's called elocution lessons. So
yes, elocutions. Well, I'm going to, whatever language I can speak, that's where I'm from. I'm going to learn French, Indian, Cambodian. I'm going to learn it all. I'll be a world traveler in that sense.
Well, it's funny because I actually watched on the 7th, there was a panel discussion of The Walking Dead, and Robert Kirkman was there and talking about all the things that he's involved with the Walking Dead program. And he specifically said that, if you're a fan of the comic books and the video games, characters like Merle and Daryl aren't in the comic book.
Right.
So he was asked, will they ever be in the comic book? And he said, no, I won't put Merle and Daryl in the comic book. I won't put Clementine from the video game in the TV series. Because people who are fans of the comic book and the video game and the TV series, all of them, it's their right to be surprised every week. And that's why things are different on the TV series than they are from the comic book.
Right.
And one of the things he said was that he wouldn't guarantee you'd never see these things happen, but he wants everything to be a surprise. Plus, he's going back 6 years now. He can rewrite the story the way he looks back and thinks it should have been. So I got to say, I'm really happy to know that I can read the comic books now and not worry that it's going to ruin the TV show for me.
Right, absolutely. And you know what? Have you been reading the comic book? I think a lot of people...
I started reading them. There's some interesting things that happen in the comic books.
Right.
Like, since there is no Merle and there is no Daryl, Rick is the one who loses his hand in the comic books.
Is it really?
Yep.
So Sheriff Rick Grimes loses his hand.
Yep.
And they didn't think that would be classy, so they had to change it up, and Merle got it. Wow, huh?
Yeah.
I never seen that coming.
Yeah. I won't tell you what happens to some of the other characters in the comic books, because I think people should go out and read the comic books. I'm a fan of the comic books.
Have you been buying the comic books? Now, I started buying them in 1993. Now, these were the comic books, Demon Hunter, not the actual books that are out right now. Not the because they have Walking Dead books. These were the comic books, like the little 30-page little cartoons and all that. Now they have like 50-page epic comic book books that you can buy.
Graphic novels.
Yeah, $80 or whatever, and it'll tell you. I guess it'll tell you the whole show if you want to. So this must be going to go on for quite a while.
I don't think we're looking at like it ending anytime soon. No.
No, they're making a killing, man. And I do want to add that some of our friends at I forget the name of the show, but the IGN Gaming Network, whatever, they have a little podcast, and I was watching it, and they had the maker of he actually did some of the music for post production on The Walking Dead, and he is the creator of the video game The Ghostbusters, the most recent one, and also soon to be released, March 19th, coming to Xbox and wherever else near you, PS3, PS2s, whatever's out there, The Walking Dead game. Now, you might think it's the first one that's out there. No, there's another one out there, and it's kind of a role-playing game. You have to play it, and it says hit the blue button to go left, the red button to go right. Do you talk to this guy or not? Hit the A button. This will be a game based on the TV show, but a lot different. And it's going to be a first-person shooter. You can be Merle or Daryl. It's the two brothers. Yeah. And you get to go through the town, and you have to make choices. You run into people. You can either save them, kill them, whatever.
If you're Merle, you just kill everybody.
Right.
And if you're Daryl, you talk to them, and then you kill them.
You talk to them, and then you kill them. That's what you do. But I don't know, man. Think about it. If you were on the road... See, that's like when you watch Rick, when the people came to the prison. They were real sweet. The black man, the black lady were really awesome. Now, the white guy and the white son, they were going to throw him down. Remember that?
Yep.
They said, hey, look, we got the kid, we got the older lady out there, we got the woman and the kid, let's take them. And the black guy said, no, man, what are you guys crazy?
Now, first of all, Carl's the last one I want to take on. Because that little kid has no problem just picking up a gun and shooting you.
Well, yeah, absolutely. He's got no problem doing that, but he didn't have a gun. He was inside the gate. He was unarmed. So, see, that's what I'm saying is, what kind of person would you be during some kind of, not even a zombie attack, man, but like any kind of apocalyptic thing where you had to, do you take time to, of course you're going to deal with your family first, but are you going to save others? Because once you save them, you turn around, your house could be on fire and they could be holding a gun towards your head. So that's a lot of hard choices, man. I think that's why The Walking Dead has been so successful, because we're getting to a time in the world where people aren't sure of others anymore. They're kind of uncertain of...
I think I'd be kind of like the Milton character.
Who's Milton? Oh, yeah, well, you'd leech on to some powerful...
I'd latch on to whoever was the most powerful, say, I'll help you out, do whatever you need, and just make sure I have hot water and warm food, and I'll be happy.
Well, then you'd have a very short lifespan, because I think he's going to be gone quick.
You think so?
I think so, because the governor, once he loses his foothold on that little town, he's not going to keep...
yeah, but see, the nice thing about a toady is he can be a toady for anybody.
That's true. Like Elmer Doyle. What was the guy from Christmas Story, the one that had green teeth? I swear to God, he had green teeth. Remember?
I remember. I don't remember who it was.
Scott Farkas. Elmer Dudd or Dole was his little crony. Scott Farkas. Yes, Farkas, just like the name. But hey, Demon Hunter, that's it, my friend, for Rock Talk. We are up on 7:52.
Oh my God.
7:52, and we got to get dug on right at 8 o'clock. So what do you say we go ahead and play a song?
Okay.
And regardless if it's on or not, at 8 o'clock, and my clock says 7:52 right now, I'm going to bring you back in, and we'll start the show. How about that?
That sounds good. Who is our music by this week, Sean?
I forgot to say it. Our music tonight, guys, is by a very, very another special band to me. They're an Indiana-based band out of Brown County, actually, and it's the Reverend Peyton's Big Damn Band. And you can check them out anywhere, guys. Just Google that, Rev Peyton and the Big Damn Band. Great stuff. They're playing all over now. They're all over the world, but they're coming through the Midwest quite a bit. And catch them as soon as you can. I don't have the website on, but like I said, they got their own. I believe it's Rev, R-E-V, Rev Peyton and the Big Damn Band. And special thanks to them for letting us use their music on the G&D show tonight.
And when you come back, folks, don't forget, we'll be joined by Doug Jones, actor, producer, contortionist, the man behind the monsters.
That's right. Hey, Nate, I got that actually. When I come back, I can bring him in, I guess. Born 1960 on the north side of Indianapolis, Indiana. When we come back, guys, Doug Jones, he's an award-winning American actor who's has acted in over 25 films and many more television shows and series. From Hellboy, Hocus Pocus, and Adaption, Doug brings thrills and chills to the silver screen year after year. And G&D will have him for you up next, Demon Hunter.
Live from the G&D Show Studio, this is your Ghostman and Demon Hunter show.
Doesn't that sound exciting to you?
Hey everybody, welcome back. This is your Ghostman and Demon Hunter show. It is Sunday night. Welcome back, listeners around the world. Demon Hunter.
That's me.
That's right. Now, I got to tell you, brother, I am excited tonight. We've been doing this for 7 years. We've had our own TV show, very short-lived, but we had it. But tonight's a very special one to me because I wanted to introduce, and I want the listeners to help me introduce to the show. Tonight we have Doug Jones, born in 1960 in Indianapolis, Indiana, guys. He's an award-winning American actor who's acted in over 25 films and so many television series, I can't even begin to list them, guys. From Hellboy, Hocus Pocus, Adaption, and much more. Please help me welcome Mr. Doug Jones. Doug, what's going on, brother?
Hey, how are you guys, Sean and Nathan?
Oh, we're doing great. We were a little hectic there for a little while. We started talking about The Walking Dead, and that always gets us hyped. So
that's it.
In a good way or a bad way?
A little of both.
Hey, Doug, listen. Now I can die happy. Now I've introed you into the show, and another Indianapolis brother passing the torch to another one. Can you pass me the torch now? I'll take over.
I have to light the torch first.
Oh man! I tell you, I was talking to your publicist, and she's so great, Jess.
I love Jess.
Oh, my God, she's been terrific. And you guys have just been terrific all the way through. And thank you so much for coming on tonight, Doug.
And that's a rare thing, because usually publicists stop us at the door, and we just can't get through.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
But Jess knows that I'm a PR whore, and I'll do anything anybody asks.
Well, the first thing for me is, of course, if guys don't know, Ghostman Sean B., which is myself, is from Indianapolis, Indiana. I've been born and raised here on the south side all my life. And for you guys that don't know, Doug was born on the northeast side. The information I have, the north side of Indianapolis, Indiana.
So you were on the good side.
Yeah.
Well, they all have their merits, right?
I don't know, Doug. Can I come out to Cali with you, brother? I'm done.
Well, the northeast side, yeah. If I went to a public school, it would have been North Central.
Right.
But I ended up going to Bishop Chatard High School, which is a Catholic school.
Absolutely. You guys were real big with Cecina and Cathedral, places like that.
Right, and Ritter and Roncalli, that was all part of the diocese or whatever. I'm not sure how it worked.
Yeah, that was it.
Did you two have like competing basketball teams that fought each other? And
yes,
yeah, I think they did, especially football. Football was real big with Cecina. I know
football was big. Yeah, so especially when you get a bunch of Catholic boys, knocking into each other on a football field, they're very competitive.
That's it, man. That's it. But Doug,
a lot of frustration to get out there, huh?
Right.
Yeah, Doug, you haven't been. How long has it been since you lived out here in Naptown?
Oh my gosh. Well, it was 1985, March of '85, when I finally moved to California. But after I went to Ball State University and graduated from there in 1982.
Go Cards, brother.
And right after college, I worked at Kings Island in Cincinnati for a summer.
Yeah.
And then came back to Indy to look for like a job. And it's like, oh, I guess I better grow up now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And my mother, being the any responsible mother in the Midwest would guide their kids away from show business, of course. But so with that sensibility inbred in me, I went to North Manchester, Indiana, to work at a newspaper for 2 years. So that was from '83 to '85, and then moved out here. So it's been quite a while. But now mom's been away, but then moved back now to Indianapolis, and my brother's there. So I come back every so often. In fact, I'm coming back very soon.
Oh wow!
I am. And this is very exciting. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be doing a nighttime show on your NBC affiliate there in Indianapolis.
Sure.
and I forget the name of it. Oh, it's called the Indie Scene, maybe. It's on Saturday nights after SNL.
Absolutely. We've actually done some of the Spook Show episodes, Demon Hunter, with them. It's Real Scene TV.
That's right. I remember.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be on an episode. They're going to be filming it while I'm back the week of. It's like not this coming week, but next. So, I'm doing a little Midwestern sweep. I'm going to be in Lexington, Kentucky for just about 3 hours south of Indianapolis.
Yep.
Let's see, next weekend, March 16th and 17th, next Saturday and Sunday for Lexington Toy and Comic Con. And then the next day I'm going to be speaking at Asbury College down there in Lexington, Kentucky.
Right.
My grandfather was vice president for a while.
Oh,
then I come up to Indianapolis, and I'm going to be, I'll do the indie scene show. What do you call it? The Real Scene? What's it called?
It's real. I think it's Real Scene TV. It comes on after SNL on Saturday nights, Saturday Night Live.
Well, there you go. Okay, I'll be doing that, and then I'm also going to be attending a local filmmaker there in Indy. Actually, she lives in Noblesville. Kate Chaplin. Her first feature film is going to be premiering at the Indy IMAX Theater on Saturday, March 23rd. And so I'm going to be a guest at that event. It's a big red carpet event. They're inviting the press to come.
Very
so
cool.
It'll be a very fun thing. That's Saturday, March 23rd, like 6:15. The red carpet begins. The screening starts at 7. And that's at the Indy IMAX at 650 West Washington Street, open to the public.
Of course, right across from Victory Field, guys. If you're down here in Indianapolis, Indiana, check that out because the IMAX it's amazing. Yeah, if you've never been
Sean,
there.
I do a lot of work with IMAX, so maybe I can wrangle us some tickets and we'll get
There you go.
Well, maybe Doug will hook the indie kids together. Say, hey, look, you're all in the same area here. I'm one kid that made it big. And see, that's what got me, Doug, because me and Nate, we've done this show. We do it because we love it, and we love all the things weird and strange and scary movies, everything we grew up on. And, of course, you would remember Out This Way, brother, Sammy Terry on Friday nights.
I grew up on Sammy Terry. Every Friday night, I never missed him.
See, I didn't either. I loved I think it was Frightmare Theater or whatever, and he would come on. Now, his son took over. Now, did you know that?
Yeah, I did not know that.
His boy took over, and of course, it hasn't taken off like the Sammy Terry show did, but they do specials on Halloween and stuff, and it's just, it's amazing. I wish I could get everybody together from it. It's like
Here's a little piece of indie history for you, Doug. Sammy Terry did his last interview right here on the Ghostman and Demon Hunter show.
Yeah,
is that right?
Yeah. That's it. Doug's got it.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I'm doubly honored to be here now.
Do George. Do George.
Do George?
Yeah, the spider. Can't do that, can you, Doug? See, I did it. I hit it up.
No, I bow to your prowess.
Now, talking of prowess, Doug, I gotta throw this out there. Coming from a guy who in his entire life has never been able to touch his toes.
You can't touch your toes?
Even in kindergarten, they do that like head, shoulders, knees, and toes things. Never were able to do it. But at what point did you like bend backwards at some point, grab your ankles, and your parents looked over and said, "He'll make a living doing that one day"?
No. First of all, the parents never thought that.
Right. It's Indiana, guys.
That's right. No, when I was a youngster though, I would watch TV in weird positions, and like my brothers, I have 3 older brothers, and they mercilessly pounded on me and mocked me, but in a loving sort of way. And,
that broken arm felt a lot more better with the love.
Yeah, that's true. It's all better with the love.
That's it.
But their teasing was more psychological, though. Really, I didn't get physically abused. I was psychologically damaged from just them convincing me that I would never amount to anything.
Oh, great.
But
backfire.
You've got to understand there, Doug. I grew up on a Pennsylvania Deutsch farm.
Yes.
And one day, trying to carry a bale of hay across the field on my back, my father looked over and said, "That boy's never going to be a farmer."
Oh, wait, doesn't that make you feel good about yourself?
Oh, yeah. Well, he literally came up to me and said, "Son, you're never going to be a farmer. What do you want to do with your life?" And I said, "Dad, I want to work in show business." And I can still remember it's the only time I ever saw my father cry.
Oh.
So, Doug, is not to change the subject, is that the secret? Because I'll go look in the mirror right now and say, "Listen, Sean, you're never going to make it back to television in any way, sir."
Sean, people have been telling you that for years.
You're husky, but you still are a very attractive young man.
I think it's true though, Nate. You can back me up on this. That when you are told you can't do something, the fighter in you comes out, and you want to just prove everybody wrong, don't you?
Yeah. Of course, at one point I wanted to be a lawyer, and then I realized it required staying in school. So
an education.
Yes.
I don't understand smart people at all.
I don't speak the language.
That's right.
No, but hey, Doug, when you first left Indianapolis, let's go right back. I don't know how much time you got, but I'm so excited to see, when did you realize in your head, I'm packing my bags, I'm getting out of Indy, and I'm going to head to Hollywood, and I'm going to do this?
Well, of course, I dreamt about that when I was, 10 years old, watching the Carol Burnett show and Dick Van Dyke and Don Knotts playing a goofy sidekick on the Mayberry show with Andy Griffith.
Uh-huh.
But I think it became more of a reality. I don't know, when I got older and grew up and realized how goofy I did look. I remembered Jim Nabors as Gomer Pyle or Bob Denver as Gilligan, thinking, you know what, I'm not that much different. Maybe there's hope for me, and people do it. I think that's the inspiration for me, is when you turn on a TV or go to a movie theater and there's somebody on that screen, that's just proof that it can be done.
Right.
So I'm thinking, why not me? And in 1985, moving out to Los Angeles and not knowing a soul in the business, not knowing how to get started, I took a TV commercial acting workshop, and the guy who taught the class was an agent. So he gave me his card after my second class and said, give me a call at the office. So that became my first agent. And
wow,
so people having faith in me a little bit here and there along the way, and bringing some, all the physical tomfoolery that I have to the table.
Right.
On a tall, skinny frame. The creature effects people fell in love with me because they can build things on me without making me look too bulky. And if you move well in the costume and don't complain because you're wearing it, that goes a long way.
Yeah. Now I would imagine, there is a school, classes to teach just what you do, contortionists?
There is. I've never been.
I guess I should have phrased that like a question. Is there, Doug, a class?
I see what you're saying. Well, you're asking the wrong guy, because I've never been there.
Okay.
When it comes to contorting, as far as like flexible legs, I'm not really. I don't have a circus act. I would never classify myself as a contortionist, but because I can put my legs behind my head, that kind of qualifies me. Oh, he must contort. But the mime background, and really, I just call myself an actor who moves well. Really, Well,
you are.
Getting into like the, what so many people know you from, the Abe Sapien character from Hellboy. The initial first episode, you didn't even do the voice, correct?
This is that's a monkey on my back, this whole topic. Just a couple times in my career, I've been voiced over.
Right.
This was in 2003. We were filming this, and I came into that job with the studio already having a plan to have a celebrity voiceover. I begged them not to, and so they said, my name was thrown into the mix with possible voices. If I gave them what they needed when I was doing the job on the set. And it did turn out well. I ended up voicing over, doing the ADR voice looping to fix the dialogue and stuff myself.
Yeah.
And then, but the idea of a celebrity they could market better never went away. So that's why David Hyde Pierce was at the height of his fame at that point, and Frasier was in its last season, and so he had a very distinctive sound as well. So they thought, well, they went ahead and voiced over me with him.
Well, but I will tell you, Doug, that I have a lot of film students who work for me. And every single one of them, when I told them you were going to be on the show and we started discussing your career and things like that, said, why did they ever use David Hyde Pierce? Why didn't they just use Doug Jones? He obviously did the job.
That's very kind of you. Thank all of your students for me personally.
Yes.
Well, in the end, David Hyde Pierce backed away, and when he heard my original performance, both audibly and watched me on the screen when he was voicing over, he said, "What am I doing here?" So it was very kind of him, and he ended up pulling himself out of all the publicity and had his name taken out of the credits because when he was asked, he said it was out of respect to me. So
that is amazing.
I owe David a lot for that. And actors aren't that kind to each other. We're very competitive and very narcissistic people. So, it's true. It's true. Very self-absorbed.
One of the first things that I'm sorry, Doug. Go ahead. I'm sorry, man.
No, it's just a nice thing for him to do. And by the time Hellboy 2 came around, I had already voiced Abe Sapien for the animated features, Hellboy Sword of Storms and Hellboy Blood and Iron, and then Hellboy 2 then is just all me now. So, right. But it's a topic that never, for some reason, it's still on IMDb, and no one ever lets it go, unfortunately.
Well, oddly enough, like I said, with the students that work with me, they don't understand it. They hear you and they see you and they say, and honestly, the information is out there that David Hyde Pierce pulled out of it and everything.
Yeah.
And I think it just shows what a wonderful talent you really are. Because to have another actor, like you said, I've worked in the theater community since I was 17 years old, and to have another actor pull out for somebody else's talent is unheard of.
Okay.
And it just shows what an incredible actor you really are.
Well, thank you very much. I'm going to give all the credit to David Hyde Pierce, but thank you very much.
And on that note, I'm going to say, hoo-ah! Hey, anyway, back to us Indianapolis kids here. I've had no acting experience whatsoever. No, I was going to tell you, though, Doug, that the first time I fell in love with you, and I think my mom and everybody, I had known that you were from Indianapolis. My dad either worked with you, somebody in your family worked at General Motors with my dad. Somewhere in there, because my mom had actually brought it up and said, that guy is from Indianapolis, and it was kind of, and then you came out in a magazine when Hellboy first came out here locally.
I did, that's right.
Yeah, and they ran, I actually got it in my locker at work, and I said, wow, and I told Nate, didn't I? Nathan, I said, we are going to get Doug on this show. I don't care if it kills me, I'm going to book him on here, and tonight we did it, so it's a huge milestone for us. But Billy Butcherson, that movie really captures, I know it's hocus pocus, it's not a big scary movie or nothing, but it really captured, I thought, the Halloween-y feel to how things should be. The black cats, the moons, everything, the zombie, the witches, and you did amazing on that. How was that, working with, like, Bette Midler and stuff like that?
It was, Hocus Pocus, it was such a happy memory for me, and it lives on because the movie's gotten more popular with age.
Right.
We did that in 1993. It came out in theaters.
Right.
So that's 20 years this year. The 20-year anniversary this year of Hocus Pocus. So that's kind of crazy to think about. But working with Bette Midler, I was a big fan of hers anyway since when I was in college, and so she's hilariously funny and very one of those confident women who can just strut her stuff out there. She's not the most beautiful woman in the world, but she walks like she is.
She does.
And you buy it somehow. It's like, she's somebody who would love to rub off on all of us, and Sarah Jessica Parker was in it as her little sister, and that was my love interest in the movie.
Yep.
So getting to flop around as a goofy zombie, that was my first big screen credit in a big studio film. I'd done Batman Returns just before that. As a sidekick to Danny DeVito, but Hocus Pocus was more of it turned the page into me getting my own credit in the opening, credits of a film. Right. So,
well, I told Nate tonight, I said, man, I'm kind of nervous to do Doug's intro because I don't want to botch it up because he's done 50 billion different projects. So I just listed 3 and said, he was born in Indianapolis. He's an actor. Here he is.
Ta-da!
Doug Jones.
Well, Doug, I've got to go back to television now because in 1999,
yes. I know.
You were on what was considered one of the top 3 greatest episodes of Buffy the Vampire Slayer of all time.
Yeah, well.
In people's eyes, it's the best episode.
He's a Buffy fan, Doug.
I'm a Buffy fan. I can't help it.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Buffy fans help buy my house.
You're welcome.
You're welcome, Doug. I gotta ask these questions because the restraining order keeps me from coming within 500 feet of Buffy or of Sarah Michelle and
he's kidding.
Yeah, okay.
But it was such an iconic show, and there you were, and I'm sure when they told you it's going to be a show with 50 minutes of no talking.
Yeah.
Did you sit there thinking, oh, God, this is going to go down? And
well, the network certainly thought that. They were terrified that, like, you know, not stimulating everyone's senses, like, you know, visual, sound, but if you cut any of that out, that you'll lose viewers. Yeah. And quite the opposite happened, you know. I think we all found out that, like, if you take away one of the senses, our other ones perk up. So you take away the dialogue, and then you've got all this visual dialogue. You have to pay attention, and people leaned into their screens, and, like, it became, like you said, the Buffy fans tell me that episode and Once More with Feeling, the musical episode, are the two that live on the biggest for them, which is very nice to hear.
And it was the character of the gentleman which you played.
Yes.
You were the lead gentleman, correct?
I was the lead gentleman. I was the tallest one of all of us, and I was the one who, you know, headed up the operation of collecting hearts into boxes or in jars, and I collected all. I was the one who sucked all the voices out of everybody in town and put them into a little box.
Nice. You just look. Is it something that's inside you that inspires these very dark characters? When I see,
it's not. I don't write them. I just say yes when they're offered to me. So that's. I have to give credit again. That's a Joss Whedon creation. That one. And
I seen a guy that had your outfit in Hellboy 2. When you stood up and you were the Death Angel and you had the eyes on your wings, and this guy had a full back tattoo of that. And
I saw that on Facebook.
Yeah.
That picture's made the rounds now.
We were doing autographs at a Horror Hound convention here in Indianapolis, and this has been 2 or 3 years ago. And he walked up, and he had I had something from Hocus Pocus. I forget. I don't know who was there, but they were selling action figures from Hocus Pocus or whatever, and the guy had walked up, and we started talking about you and I forget his name, Katz, Aubrey Katz.
Omri Katz he played Max Dennison, yeah.
Yes, Max, and we started talking about that, and he said, "Well, check this out," because I got Doug on my back, and he threw his shirt up, and he was showing. I mean, because this guy was. I wish I got his card for you. He probably knows where you're at exactly.
And he showed you the Angel of Death on his back.
He had you from the Hellboy. It was I think it was the year after it came out. Something like
Abe Sapien or Doug?
It would have been no, not Doug, the actual character.
So Abe Sapien.
Wait, was it the blue fish guy Abe Sapien, or was it the Angel of Death?
It was the fish guy and the Angel of Death. It was like a Hellboy 2 collage.
Okay. Because I saw an Angel of Death on somebody's back. That was just its entire back and the back of his arms. When he raises his arms, my wings expand. I know it's ridiculous. Huge tattoo.
It's funny. Sean and I both being tattooed gentlemen. Yes. It takes a lot to decide what you're going to have tattooed on your body, Doug. And
it's for the rest of your life, for crying out loud. So it takes a lot.
Actually, it takes boredom in the Midwest and youth and stupidity. I'm finding that out at 37.
And a Christmas bonus check, right?
That's it, yeah. And a lot of time to regret it, guys. A lot of time.
Yeah, right.
You sit there going, I'll never work for Disney now.
That's it. There goes
not with your shirt off, that's for sure.
There goes my lead role in Return of Nemo, you know.
Yeah.
But, I thought I was going to be the dad in Finding Nemo Part 2. No, but anyway, Doug, we kind of don't have the same story, but I thought you would appreciate both being from Indianapolis. Me and Nate started this radio show in the basement. And I always say we're the first people that I know that took a radio show from the basements of their homes to an international television show and now back to the basement in their home. So that's Nate's in Connecticut. I'm still in Indianapolis. But we got our call. We got casted for Extreme Paranormal on A&E television. And, of course, paranormal shows right now are, oh my God, I wouldn't even say dime a dozen. It's just there's so many of them, and it was such.
They're everywhere, yeah.
Yeah, there's so many competition, and we went out there, so we did get a little taste of what you go through. Not the pressure that you have to be put on to do an exact character, but I think we were so confused. Did you ever get confused when you were out there? Because we didn't know what to do. We had no agents. We had no guidance. I wish I'd have known you then. I could have called and said, Doug, what do I do? Because they just kind of throw you out there, and the cameras are rolling, and you're going, you know.
Well, there are slightly different animals, yes, but still, there's one thing that is the same is fame. When fame happens or when celebrity happens to a person,
right.
That's the part that you can't go to school for. I mean, there is no class that says here's how you conduct yourself in public when you're recognized.
Right. Right.
And that's what changes your life around a little bit. Because, as an actor, I get a script and I get to prepare for a role, and then when the cameras roll, it's a nervous day, your first time going in, and then you see yourself on screen, either television or film, or in the theaters, and it's harrowing to watch yourself for the first time. But I can only imagine being like more of a host of a show. It's actually more your own personality even showing, and that can be even more exposing, can't it?
That's right. Well, yeah, exactly, Doug. But, like you said, since it was reality show, it was a lot different than scripted stuff. I mean, we only got, 8 hours before shooting to study our script. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I tell everyone involved in reality television,
that's
the difference between reality and scripted shows. In reality, you get to keep your name.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, it's very true. Yeah, that's the only difference, right?
That's it. That's it.
But I think it's important to remember, though, where you come from, and that's why the Indiana boy in me has never faded away. And I didn't have notoriety of any sort until I was in my 40s. I've been working consistently since I was in my 20s, but nobody knew who I was for a long, long time.
Right.
And then it was the first Hellboy movie that put me on the page somewhere, and then Pan's Labyrinth was that's where the page turned into, okay, from Doug Jones, weird creature actor that we don't know how to classify. Pan's Labyrinth made me a movie star. That's where I got written up. I was at the Oscars that year, interviewed by Joan Rivers on the red carpet. I mean, that was it. That was a real mark in time for me.
And did you walk down the red carpet going, "I made it"?
Yeah, well, you can never say that out loud because that's the minute they'll take it all away from you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I never want to say I've made it, but I was certainly enjoying it. My brother Richie Jones, who lives there in Indianapolis, he graduated from North Central High School.
Okay.
In 1977, and he told me a quote of his has lived with me forever. When I became an actor and when things started happening for me that put me more in a public eye, Richie said he and I forget who the coach was, but a famous football coach told his players, when you make that first touchdown, instead of dancing around the end zone like a jackass, acting surprised,
right,
just act like you've been there before. Have some class, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so I took that piece of advice from my brother, into the showbiz with me, and so when I get onto a red carpet or was doing a lot of press for the first time and doing junkets and that kind of thing, I just had to remember, act like you've been here before. You know what you're doing as well as anybody else does. That's it. Right?
I think it's so hard because Nathan being from Connecticut and me being from Indiana, in the cornfields of Indiana. I think I've told you that on Facebook.
I love me some corn. I do.
Yeah. It's
literal and proverbial.
What's that, Doug?
Both literal and proverbial.
That is it. That is it. And when the summertime comes here, the winds don't even blow through the cornfields. It's just stale. You can't even breathe. You walk out of the house and all your sweat just comes out and hits the floor in a puddle. So
it's humid and muggy. I love it. I love it.
Oh, it's great. Indiana is a great town, though. The fall, the autumn. Oh man, October. The pumpkins, you can smell the lids burning on the front porches and the leaves. And anyway, the thing I think hardest for me was getting a taste of that, seeing that we could actually be noticed for something that we were doing, like the radio show, and getting a shot at that, and then coming back to, I work for an airline here. I've been here with this airline for 13 years out of Indianapolis International, and I had taken all my vacation time and everything to go film on location, and that was really hard, and I did try to do, act like you had been here before, but I didn't know where it was we were. But, they were telling us, hey, man, we really like your voiceover work, and Nate, you do this, we want you to research, and there was all these different angles, but, man, we got drugged through it, didn't we, Nate? I mean, it was just so quick.
Like the mud. That's what
it was. It was so fast, and they tell you you're amazing, and then all of a sudden you're in the middle of the cornfield going, wait a second, where did you go with the camera?
Yeah, wasn't I amazing last week?
What happened?
Right, I know. But I'm going to imagine that your audience is a tad bigger now than it was when you were in the basement before, correct?
Yeah, tad.
Yeah, tad.
Yeah, of course it is.
That first week that when they announced we were going to be on TV, it went from like 5,000 hits a week to 100,000. So
right.
It was, and you don't see a lot of guys out there doing this right now. You do see a lot of ghost hunting shows, but this isn't that. It's about all things spooky, weird, strange across the great United States. And we've been doing it for a long time now. And like I said, we turn that and look. Even if tonight it all ended, I had the opportunity to speak to you, so it all led up to being able to speak with people like you. I mean, it's a great format, you know.
Sean, you make me feel very good about myself, but I also feel very responsible to make this the best interview you've ever had.
So, Doug, when you come to town,
now, Doug, for our listeners,
yes,
you obviously travel a lot because anybody who works, we did it for 2 months and we stayed in like 20 different hotels.
Exactly, I'm on planes and hotels constantly. Yes,
you travel all over. We used to go around and we'd literally land in an area, and because we were doing a paranormal show, we'd say stuff like, "Yeah, is there any haunted rooms here that we could?"
Right.
And they'd always say, "No, nothing here is haunted." And then when we'd leave and we said, "Yeah, we just got done filming a TV show for a haunted show," they said, "Well, why didn't you tell us that if we put you in such and such room, it's haunted?" You ever get stuck in a room that afterwards that somebody says, "Oh, how was it in that room? It was that's supposed to be haunted by so and so."
I have never had that experience ever. No.
There, you heard it, guys. You heard it from Billy Butcherson first, straight from the cemetery. No haunts.
There's nothing haunted out there.
Yeah, I wish I could tell you that it did. Oh, I've seen everything. I've seen nothing.
It was the Exorcist girl. She gave me room service. Yeah, exactly.
Now, I woke up in the morning and there was a newspaper sitting outside my door.
Exactly.
I don't know what happened.
Now, we did, you might not have seen the Exorcist girl, but we did have a friend that actually passed gas in an elevator with Linda Blair on it. Do you remember that? That was, it wasn't us.
Is that right?
That's his, hey, Doug, that's his victory story. You see why we want to get back to Hollywood, man? It's,
do I have to, did a ghost face imprint on that gaseous mass?
I don't know. It'd been my luck, though.
I'm sure that Linda Blair's face imprinted it on our friend.
He goes, "No, man, I swear I was so nervous." And he said, "I felt so bad because we had to ride down with that crummy elevator music down to the lobby together and just whistling." That's terrible.
Awesome.
So hopefully he don't end up in a... Hopefully you don't see him in an elevator with you, Doug.
But, you've got so many projects lined up for the next year.
Yes. Well, if you look at my IMDb page, you see a lot of red marks on things that are in pre-production or announced or whatever.
Right.
And several of those were scripts I read and said, sure, and then they haven't gotten back to me for over a year. So who knows what state they're all in.
Right.
But no, I do have things lined up and things that I've already shot that haven't come out yet that I'm very excited about. In fact, can I tell you about a couple of them?
Oh, we would love to hear about
Doug,
them. Okay. First of all, you're going to if you like wacky, weird, paranormally, horror-ish, and you like to laugh.
Okay.
You're going to absolutely love the movie John Dies at the End. John Dies at the End, starring Paul Giamatti and Clancy Brown. And I appear twice in the film as Roger North, the character. Now, this is a book that was written, a very successful book by David Wong that was adapted for the screen by Don Coscarelli, who brought you the Phantasm movies. Yes, Don Coscarelli also directed and wrote Bubba Hotep.
Yes.
And
Bubba Hotep.
Yes. So he's now one of my very favorite directors. I love him. I played a quirky but informative character who helps the two leads in the movie cross over to another dimension to help save Earth. That's their responsibility. So with that's as much of the premise as I can tell you without confusing the crap out of you.
Right.
So John Dies at the End comes out on DVD and Blu-ray April 2nd, and it's doing a limited release theatrical run right now across the country in select cities. Through the end of March, and then it'll be on DVD and Blu-ray April 2nd.
April 2nd.
Also, wait, there's more, you guys.
But wait, there's more.
Even more?
Yeah. I'm a recurring guest on a popular TV show, a brand new series on ABC this year called The Neighbors. The Neighbors is kind of a wacky, quirky, funny sitcom hour. It's on right before Modern Family on Wednesday nights. And I've been a recurring guest. The premise is human family is moved into a gated community in New Jersey, and but all of their neighbors in this gated community are aliens from outer space who are posing as humans, and I would be one of those wacky neighbors.
Oh, nice.
So we all go, and the premise, the show is so funny, so well written, and all of us aliens go by professional athlete names because those are the Earthlings that we revere the most. So the two lead aliens are Larry Bird and Jackie Joyner Kersey, and their kids are Dick Butkus and Reggie Jackson. And I'm the neighbor. I'm kind of when if anything were to happen to Larry Bird, I am second in command in the neighborhood, and I go by Dominique Wilkins.
There you go.
So it's such a ridiculously fun premise. This coming Wednesday night, March 13th, is the musical episode. We'll be singing and dancing, and you'll see me as Dominique Wilkins once again in that episode this coming Wednesday on ABC. ABC is on Wednesday night, 8:30 p.m., so 7:30 Central.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that, Doug, because I really am a cable kind of guy who kind of sticks to the cable stations. But I started following you on Facebook last week and saw you talking about The Neighbors.
Yeah, right.
So I had to go and watch. And it is a hysterical show. It's definitely worth anybody who's listening now. Just don't stop listening to the Ghostman and Demon Hunter show. But when the show is over and you're done watching Walking Dead, go and find The Neighbors on your on demand and watch it.
Right. Yeah. Well, and Nathan, I'm glad you brought up cable because that's the last thing I want to plug. I have another show. I am. If you're familiar with the show Falling Skies on TNT,
okay,
I am.
Oh, are you? Well, I am a new species of alien that is being introduced. I was introduced at the very end as the cliffhanger of season 2. Now,
was that you?
Or? That was a CG version of me that got off the ship, and yeah, our ship's land. You don't know why we're here. Season 3 starts in June on TNT this year, and you will see me throughout the entire season 3. Explaining why I'm here, and I think we're here to help. But the question remains: friend or foe? You'll see me in full alien rubber makeup and with some CG enhancements on my eyes, and it's really a cool character. My name is Chichok Ilsichnich Chatikol, and they call me Cochise for short.
I have to get you to spell that for me, Doug, before I put it on the website.
We have a game on the show, Doug, that whenever somebody mispronounces something, our listeners have to take a drink.
Yes.
So in the future, I'm going to try and say that name, and everybody's going to get drunk. So
well, here you go. In fact, if you're listening now with booze in your hands, you guys, Nathan, Sean, try to say Chichok Ilsichnich Chatikol.
Chichok Ishnich. I messed it up. Drink it up, guys.
There's a drink.
Say it one more time for me there, Doug.
Chichok Ilsichnich Chatikol.
Chichok Ilsichnich Chatikol.
Yep, drink up.
Say, I think we just started a tribal war somewhere, Doug. You know what I'm saying? That's what it sounded like. Tribal fighting words.
It does. I know. So there should be a click in there somewhere too.
That's like something the Raider of the Ark. You'd be like, whoa, easy. Put the spear down.
I know.
Easy.
Now, Doug, with all this stuff you have going on, obviously, we started off this whole conversation with how you got started. Right. Do your brothers show you a little more respect now?
Well, can we talk? Yeah. Here's the funny thing. Even though I've been an actor now for 27 years, it has taken that long for my mother, especially, to drop the struggling part of my title. She was calling me a struggling actor to all of her friends for years and decades.
This is my son, the starving actor.
Yeah. And I'm, Mom, I've been working. I do that full time for decades. Why? What? I'm not struggling, but thank you. Yeah. And my brothers, what's good about them, about the Jones family, if I may boast about the Jones boys, is that they keep me very grounded and very humbled because the mockery and the tomfoolery has never stopped.
It always feels good when you come back to Middle America for Christmas or something. Nothing like that to bring you right back to your roots, huh? Really great sometimes, and sometimes not so much.
In my family, my three older brothers are funny, smart people. They all have master's degrees, and one of them's a PhD.
Oh my gosh!
And they're smart guys, and they're funny, and they're loud. And I'm sort of quiet, and I just observe when I'm with the family. It's like and the antithesis of my public persona.
See, those guys are lucky. See, you got kids right there. They could go. I always had creepy uncles. They could go up to you, and say, "Hey, look, it's Uncle Doug. Yeah, what did he do? Oh, well, he's Abe Sapien on Hellboy and this and that. And hold on, as a matter of fact, Show and Tell's coming up next week."
But see, Sean, here's the fun thing.
Yeah,
your brothers, you are the creepy uncle now.
That's true. That's true.
See, my brother is a master in agricultural engineering.
Oh.
So he has 3 daughters, and those daughters each have children now. And I am weird Uncle Nathan, and I love that.
Yes. I'm still weird Uncle Dougie. Yeah, I've got 5 nieces, and love. But because Uncle Dougie's in movies and TV, like that gives the girls some play with their friends for sure. You know. Your uncle's good. So they keep telling me, you've made me cool again today, Uncle Dougie.
That's it. You should show up in their school dressed like the Silver Surfer and be like, "Hello, everybody. I'm here to talk about drugs. Stay off of them."
And I keep reminding my nieces that your Uncle Dougie, when he was the Silver Surfer in the Fantastic Four sequel, I did have a really hot looking ass. I'm not
it was tight like Tiger.
They can't deny me.
It was tight like Tiger.
Talking about things, going back a little bit to things that are coming out. It must be coming out on DVD very soon.
Yes.
You were in The Watch.
The Watch it came out on DVD in November, so it is already out there, available for purchase on Blu-ray and DVD. And if you get the Watch with Ben Stiller, Vince Vaughn, Jonah Hill, hilarious bathroom naughty boy humor, and in which I am the alien that is invading their neighborhood. That's what I'm the one they're fighting off, and all of my minions. I'll add, but if you get the DVD or the Blu-ray, you can see the bonus features, and there's a special interview segment where I'm being interviewed as the alien, and it's I'm not gonna lie, it made me laugh a lot.
Nice. I want to see that. I've seen it on. I think it's on Netflix now, is it not?
Should be. Yeah, absolutely should be. Okay. It was a huge studio release by 20th Century Fox, and so I'm sure it's in all the outlets now.
Doug, is there any way when you come into town that I might be able to see you? Or I'd have to go try to get into the premiere, would I? To get down there and support the... I'm sure it's the independent film carnival that they have every year at the IMAX.
But I forgot to mention the title of that film. March 23rd, I'm going to be at the premiere of Ingenue. It's called Ingenue. And in fact, they have a Facebook page. If you do a little search for Ingenue, Ingenue, it should come up with all the details on the Facebook as well. But yes, you know what, Sean, I'm going to be in town for about 5 days, so I think I might have time to see you. That'd be great.
Well, Sean, I now hate you more than I did at the beginning of the show. That would be,
at least I could buy you a cup of coffee or something, Doug. I know you'd be busy.
But, I've never turned down a warm brown drink.
There you go. There you go.
Neither has Sean.
Don't they have toasted rum?
A little stronger than coffee.
No, but I live over here on the south side by the old Hannah house. You remember the old spook house?
No.
You don't remember the old? Yeah, it's old historic district of Indianapolis, over by the University of Indianapolis. Not too far. Okay. Yeah, it's Perry.
Sean's going to introduce Doug to his first supernatural experience.
First supernatural experience. No, but if I could definitely get out and see you, Doug. Are you going to be able to stick on a line for a couple minutes, or you got to run right now, Doug?
I can stick around if we can make arrangements. Sure.
Yeah. We're going to wrap up the show. Unfortunately, this is my job on the show, Doug. I'm the bad guy that has to tell all our listeners it's time to go.
You are a bad man.
Bad, Nathan. Bad.
On for just a second. We'll we're going to wrap up the show. Don't hang up when you hear it go silent, because we want to talk to you at the end of the show.
Sure.
And Sean, do you know what that means?
No, I don't know what it means, but it probably means we need to wrap up. Everybody can get out there and watch television on a Sunday night and get ready for the work week.
Well, that and to get ready to watch The Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead. Well, we just had Doug on, so they can record that. What do you call that? What do you TiVo? Devo? TiVo. Yeah, they can TiVo it. Doug's on.
DVR.
That's it.
but if you look at the actual segment setup I sent to you, Sean, you'll see it's time for us to thank everyone tonight.
Absolutely, it is. Here we go, guys. Huh? Did I cue it up?
Well, let's start by thanking Midnight Syndicate for our wonderful intro music.
Absolutely. Midnight Syndicate, guys. And Doug, I want to put out there, make sure to check out Doug's stuff at DougJonesExperience.com. Right, Doug?
That would be TheDougJonesExperience.com.
That's it.
TheDougJonesExperience.com. Or you can follow me on Twitter at AfterDougJones.
There it is, guys. Special thanks to our band tonight, Reverend Peyton's Big Damn Band. That's your only Hoosier band, guys, that you'll hear played out here. From the shadowy back roads of America, we're saying good night, God bless, guys. Have a great week. Don't go changing America. You know we won't. We love you.
I'm going to go back to smoking my Butthead's tobacco, and good night, everybody.
Oh, no.